Hello and welcome to an update of the Goldilocks experiment. So we'll start off the update with our baby bin and see how these guys are doing. So far, the material looks good. And the worms look nice and juicy. There you are, guys. We have plenty of babies. This is very good. This is where we fed. Let's see. Well, they're eating the paper, going right through that. Let's see how they did. I think I gave them celery, if I'm not mistaken. Not seeing any kitchen waste. Just a lot of babies. So there's absolutely no kitchen waste left. We have cocoons. Okay, so these guys, of course, are getting a feeding. And I think they may need some new paper. That's probably going to be next week. So this time they're going to get 3 ounces of watermelon rind. I know they're going to get through this fairly quickly. Here's that oyster shell. Very good. This bin is doing great. Mark the area. And we will go over to the mama bin. So here is our mama bin, and let's see how these guys have done. Okay, well, the top seems to be kind of dry, and a lot of castings at the bottom here. This looks, I might have to turn things over. But the castings are very, very moist, beautiful actually. And this is what happens sometimes when, when you put the paper in cardboard in pieces like that. And this is where we fed, so let's see what they've done. Oh yeah, so this is where they are, because it's nice and moist. And also, where they're making all their babies. Yeah, we still see just some pieces of the celery, but it's really very, very moist in this area right here, and that's where obviously they all are. Wormies like it where it's moist. Okay. Lots of babies. So I'm going to feed. Let's keep this area moist right here. And I'll feed in this area. And I'll give them their 3 ounces of watermelon chopped. Let's give them the oyster shell. And I'm thinking maybe I'll take some of the material from here, some of the drier material, and I'll put it on top to make sure that things are kept at a nice moist level for them. And then I'll cover this up. But this bin looks good aside from some of the drier material here, but that's okay. You can see the worms move out of here. I mean, all of this is castings. They're by no means dry. They're nice, actually, beautiful castings. But the worms will move out of here, and they'll go to the place with the food where it's nice and moist. So I'm not really worried about this bin. They're doing great. So let's go move over to the Papa bin. Here we are with our last bin. This is our Papa bin. This is where all the largest pieces are. And let's see. Well, I see cocoons, a lot of castings. And actually this material, even though it's in larger pieces, it's the moisture content is higher here. They're a lot better conditioned for the worms than the other ones. How interesting. Very interesting. All of that, that's all castings, guys. I don't even need to fluff this material up because it's such large pieces that there's plenty of aeration. But I'm just so fascinated by the fact that there are more castings in here and the material is wetter than it is in the smaller pieces. How strange. And here they are, of course, where it's all nice and wet and moist. Really good. Oh, looks like they got pears. Is that what they got last week? Pears? I'm already confused. Or was it celery? Or was the celery before last week? Well, they're doing great. They're doing actually really, really well. I mean, castings, all of this, castings. For all you lazy people out there who don't want to grind up food and who don't want to tear up cardboard and paper, I think you're going to be okay. Because these guys are thriving in here, just thriving. Wow. Okay, let's feed these ones up as well. We can do it in this area. I think we can lay down some more paper here. And we'll give them their 3 ounces of melon. And cover cover this up, I guess. Somehow we're going to cover this up. Gotta keep everything nice and moist here. And then we're going to mark it. But I'm just thrilled. Look at all this moist paper. Everything is really nice and moist in here. There's not as much dry material as there is in the middle bin. And of course, lots and lots of babies as well. Great. Okay. So that's our update for the 3 bins. Each one in its own way is doing great. And we'll leave them alone and check back on them next week. Thanks for joining me.